So, first of all, you can do a circle right and a circle left and tell me if there's an easier way or a harder way, because he's not a very secure horse. So I want to go the easier way first so he can change his balance. So if you go on a right circle, you sort of take note, then switch to a left circle and sort of take note. And you feel when you slow him down, he puts you over to the left more.
Yeah.
That's inverted rotation. So it's very hard. You can get longitudinal flexion and correct the inverted rotation, but if he just goes into extension, you can't. If he goes into isometric holding, you can't. Okay? So then, let's see what he does to the left. And again, you feel all the slinging of the saddle.
Oh yeah.
That's too much rotation, right?
Yeah.
So when you slow him down, you reduce the rotation, the natural rotation a bit, but then he flips you to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's inverted rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he puts you to the outside both directions, which is the good news is it's not the same side both directions. So since he does that, you pick which side feels easier to get him to slow down without getting so tense. Would that be to the right or the left?
The left,
Okay,
definitely.
so let's work on the left. But since you have a calmer horse and more control over the speed, right, there's a couple ways we can do it. You can keep the spine straight and start moving the hindquarters. Stop the front end, and especially if he rushes or inverts, move the butt around the front end. Yeah. Then when he lets go of his neck, make a small left circle in front of me right here, this small. Then if he goes upside down, stop the front end, move the butt out more. As soon as he steps under with his inside hind, if he relaxes his neck, go forward on a small circle. So what we're working on is the adduction of the inside hind leg. So there you slow him and push the butt out. Yeah, then keep pushing the butt out, stay in motion. But as soon as he steps forward, he's in extension. The idea is to move the hind leg to get rid of the extension and then have him walk forward without extension. Yeah. So as soon
When you say extension, what do you mean? You mean his,
upside down.
his head and neck.
When
right?
he goes like this,
Okay.
the spine, he's dropping his back, he's extending the spine.
Okay.
So when they go into extension, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Right. So there, he's in extension. He goes upside down, he drops his back, he puts his neck upside down. So you're going to interrupt that by slowing the front end, but keep the hind end moving. He's got to, if you stop, he's going to take his first step in extension again. You see that? So you have to put the two together. So you slow the front end, and when you slow the front end, if you can slow it and move the butt out, then once he lets go of the neck, you keep going. But if that works, you're going to have to stay on a small circle, moving the butt out so he doesn't go upside down again. Very small circle. Yeah. Yeah, very there. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving the butt, move the butt. Only when he lets go of his neck do you let him go more forward. Keep moving the butt, keep moving the butt, keep moving the butt, keep moving the butt. There, go a little bit forward. Tiny circle, stay on that same arc. As soon as you let him off that arc, he goes upside down. So that's the point. So it can be something as simple as adducting the inside hind and riding a very small circle. So what you're feeling, first you have to get him out of extension. So when you cross the hind legs or cross the front legs, you put the back of the spine or the front of the spine in the question of rotation. Rotation helps him find bend. The way you know he's bending is if he's not pushing towards me on your inside calf. Yeah. Yeah, so you feel. He wants to do everything except bend. He wants to go into extension. He wants to throw his shoulders out. There, when he softens, make a very small circle on the same arc. See, you let him off the arc, he goes right back to what he does. He's not ready to come off the small circle.
Okay.
So you're going to make a circle between me and Brian. Yeah, yeah. Then you might have to move the shoulders. Yeah, you feel that? So once you get the hind quarter, if he starts to drift out through the outside shoulder, turn your pelvis more and push the front legs on your circle. Yeah, there. There. This not only controls the speed, it controls him from going upside down. And because you had a little bit of speed control and a better mind, we don't have to be as extreme how we get him. But you need the hind leg to step almost into the track with the outside. Then if the outside front leaves your circle, you have to push the front legs in. Yeah. Then a little bit straighter. If he falls in, no big deal. Now, since you're taping this, this is great. Stay on the circle. And what you're going to see on the video, the reason we do this is because it begins to change the angle and the use of the pelvic bone. So when you stare, he goes into extension, he flattens the lumbar, he flattens the sacrum. Then when you step the hind leg under, you begin to get dorsal ventral rotation of the pelvic bone and use of the hip joint. That's the point. Yeah. Yeah. So you can go anywhere from standing still, turn on the forehand, to a small circle. Eventually, we could take this onto a maneuver like shoulder in. This is the first step of a shoulder in. But if you go forward with him, he goes back to extension. So what we're doing is saying
It's too much for him.
basically this, right? If he goes into extension, you say no, slow the front end or stop it. Keep the feet moving. He has to release the extension in motion. So if you have to do this to get there, as soon as you feel him kind of soften his neck and lengthen, then you go, great, we're going to keep a lighter adduction of the inside hind on a very small circle. Then he goes, let me drift out this way. You go, no, with your upper thigh, come back on the circle, right? You might not be able to get off this circle until he gets steady. He's going to try to, he's going to try to do this, he's going to try to do this, he's going to do all those things. So you put the circle in your mind and you say, if he's falling in on the circle, you take him a tiny bit straighter. If he's going out on the circle through the shoulder, you bring him in a little. But most gaited horses, I have to start with the hind leg adduction.
Yeah.
And if it has to start on the spot, you think of it this way, that because the reason, and this is what you can watch when she's working, when he goes straight and he's in extension, the hind leg doesn't come forward as far. The pelvic bone doesn't move as much. Because this step straight forward, I can stay here and take a short step, right? As soon as I have to do this step, adduction, I take a longer step that involves the pelvis and the hip joint. That's what puts the lumbar sacrum into the question of rotation. The only way he can get comfortable is correct rotation and bend. That's where he's going to find his comfort, given enough time, right? The circle will also have the effect of you being able to keep him at a slower speed without having to get in his face. There, you need more turn of your pelvis to get the outside shoulder. Yeah, so if you go around the cone, it's a good point of reference. He's either getting closer to the cone or farther away. If he's getting closer to the cone, you push him forward from the inside leg. If he's getting farther from the cone, you turn the saddle a little bit more. Right? Then he speeds up. You can tighten the circle a little, but the circle gives you a light adduction of the inside hind leg. But you don't want him to overbend the neck or flip you to the outside. That's inverted rotation.